So, good evening everyone. I'm Vincent H. Bagsigan from BTVTED MT2E. So, this is the continuation of report about national policies, Safe Space, Republic Act 11313. So, to address existing gaps and issues on equality, security, and safety of both women and men in a private and a public spaces. So Article 6, Common Provision. So Section 26, Confidentiality. At any stage of the investigation, prosecution, and trial of an offense under this Act, the right of the victim and the accused who is a minor shall be recognized. So this section emphasizes the importance of maintaining the confidentiality of of both the victim and the accused who is a minor during all stages of investigation, prosecution, and trial under this act. So it ensures that their rights are protected and respected, minimizing potential additional traumas and stigma. So, Section 27, Retraining Order. Where appropriate, the court, even before rendering a final decision, may issue an order directing the perpetrator to stay away from the offended person at a distance specified by the court, or to stay away from the residence, school, place of employment, or any specified place frequented by the offended person. So, retraining order. Before a final decision is made, the court has the authority to issue a restraining order against the perpetrator. So, this order can mandate the perpetrator to maintain a certain distance from the victim and avoid places where the victim frequents, such as their home, school, or workplace. This provision aims to provide immediate protection of the victim. So, Section 28, Remedies and Psychological Counseling. So, a victim of gender-based street, public spaces, or online sexual harassment may avail of appropriate remedies as provided for under the law, as well as psychological counseling services with the aid of the LGU and the DSWD, in coordination with the DOH and the PCW. Any fees to be charged in the course of a victim's availment of such remedies or psychological counseling services shall be borne by the perpetrator. So, remedies and psychological counseling. So, victims of gender-based harassment, whether in the public spaces or online, have the right to seek appropriate legal remedies and psychological counseling. So, local government unit or LGU, the Department of Social Welfare and Development or DSWD, the Department of Health or DOH, and the Philippines Commission on Women or PCW are responsible for coordinating this service. Any costs associated with these services shall be paid by the perpetrator, ensuring that victims have access to necessary support without financial burden. Section 29, Administrative Sanctions. Above penalties are without prejudice to any administrative sanction that may be imposed if the perpetrator is a government employee. So, administrative sanction, if the perpetrator is a government employee, they may face administrative sanction in addition to the penalties prescribed by the Act. So, this ensures that government employees are held to high standards of conduct and accountability. So Section 30, imposition of heavier penalties. This section, so nothing is in this act shall prevent LGU from the coming up with the ordinance that impose heavier penalties for the act specified herein. So imposition of heavier penalties. So this section allows local government unit to enact or ordinance that impose stricter penalties than those provided by the Act for the offense covered. This empower local authorities to address specific community needs and circumstance more effectively. So, Section 31, Exception. Act that the legitimate expression of the indigenous culture and tradition, as well as breastfeeding in the public, shall not be penalized. So, exception, certain acts are exempt from being penalized under this act. This include the legitimate expression of indigenous culture, tradition, and breastfeeding in public. So, this provision recognize and respect cultural practice and the natural act of breastfeeding, ensure they are not wrongfully penalized.